Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're sitting down with Pratham, a CS grad from York University who came to the accelerator with internship experience but was getting stuck at the earliest stages. Over 100 applications, just a few OAs, and then not being able to pass them because he just didn't have a strong lead code foundation. So he decided to stop guessing and follow a system. He went through the modules, cleaned up his resume and LinkedIn, started applying with referrals, and stacked mock interviews to build real confidence. And the results came fast. One referral turned into an interview the next day, and he ultimately landed multiple interviews and an offer. Pratham, congrats again. Let's dive in. I guess, Pratham, give me some of your background here. So what was your background before you found the accelerator?
So I did my 4 years university computer science at York. And during that 4 years program, I was also doing a 1 year internship as a software engineer internship in downtown Toronto there. So I had that experience. So that kind of helped me definitely a lot. But then I graduated on May 2025 and I was kind of looking for jobs. I was applying here and there, but I wasn't really putting all my effort into it. And I went to Nepal for like a trip, a 1 month trip. I came back and it was a little refresher. So I came back. I was like, you know what? I gotta be really serious this time. I gotta put all my effort, be consistent. And I think I found you through like when you were having like talking with Need Code, like you and Need Code, the podcast. Yeah. So I found you through there and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give this a shot and try out.
Nice. So you basically, your background was you graduated, you had an internship, but you were looking for full-time offers.
Full-time
Correct?
offer.
Okay, got it. And then before you found the accelerator, had you applied a ton? What was your application history like before that?
So I definitely applied to like maybe like 100 plus companies like Capital One, DoorDash, and I did have a couple of assessments like online assessment coding, but I would just be failing out those assessments, like getting like a 50% because I had really like good sense of lead code experience and all that stuff. So I did get like a couple assessments, but then I would just fail at the first stage, and I couldn't get past beyond that stage. So I was like, why is this not working out? So yeah.
For sure. Yeah, that makes sense. So I guess, Pratham, tell me more about why reach out for help, right? Why didn't you just do it yourself and just see what happened?
Yeah, definitely. So I think one of the biggest reasons is I wanted to improve my confidence, not just, like there are a couple of things I could do by myself, like improve the ability to code and do other stuff, but how do you really put yourself out there? So networking with people and, definitely getting these mock interviews, like I don't think that's possible by myself. So I think those are kind of the things that was really helpful, like not only just for like coding and the job hunting outside, but outside of that. So I think that's one of the reason why I wanted to reach out and be a part of the school.
Nice. Cool. And then did you have any hesitations about investing in yourself, or were you pretty much just all in from day one?
Yeah, a little bit. I think the hesitation was, will I get a job or not? Like, am I gonna get a guaranteed job placement or not?
Got it. So you were just a
That's,
little bit worried, would it actually work for me?
yeah.
It sounds like. Yeah, I guess any reason why you still decided to join, even through that hesitation?
It's like if I'm going to an, it's like I've graduated, so I kind of need a job now. So I have to put in the effort, and I need a job. So might as well just try this out, and if it helps, I'll definitely get a job.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the accelerator itself. So as you know, we help with getting the interview and passing it. When it comes to getting interviews, we help you with resume, LinkedIn, etc. So how did you feel like the resume and LinkedIn help was in the program?
So I joined on December 5, and throughout December, I kind of just went on the modules, so school course modules. So I was just looking at the modules, refining my resume, all the applying the tips and stuff, and going through resume reviews, LinkedIn reviews. I did all that stuff. And on early January, I kind of started applying, reaching out to a lot of people. At first, when I started reaching out to people, I was kind of nervous. Like, what do I even say? Like, it's kind of nerve wracking. So when I started, but as I started reaching out to more people, I got confidence and I got to like talk with several people's chat and virtual meetings with them. So they were super nice. And I even had like one of the people at like top banks. So I messaged one of the people at top banks in LinkedIn, and next day she's like, "Hey, I'll give you a referral without anything." And I applied with a referral, and next day I got our interview, first interview. So So the referrals definitely help. And so I just stayed consistent with my applications, applied, and I even did like the mock interviews. So mock technical interviews with a lot of the coaches, like all different coaches, and behavioral with Yvonne and John. And they're super nice about like what I should be doing. So, and when I was doing the actual interview, like when I had the actual interview with the companies, I think those mock really helped me because of the confidence. So yeah,
Nice. So tell me, it sounds like referrals really did help,
yeah.
right? So what interviews did you end up getting over the past few months?
Yeah, so past few months, so initially early January, I got a BMO, so Bank of Montreal, one of the top ones through referrals. Then I had a couple other ones was at Mad Elevators, so the one I accepted, Mad Elevators, and there were a couple of small ones like Next Scale, a startup company, and Jarvis, a consulting company. So like five or six companies total.
Nice. And then did you feel like the mock interviews like accurately prepared you for those real interviews?
Yeah, definitely for the behavioral ones. I think the technical ones was a bit tricky because they're not, sometimes they do lead code, sometimes they kind of do like a class implementation, so they're kind of different, but behavioral, they definitely helped. And I had one of the coaches, Peter, I think, help me like go with like how you could, like if I had to talk about like how I would design a class, like a system, like architecture, he gave a really nice answer for that, so it definitely helped, yeah.
Nice. That's awesome. So tell me about your results. So like what offers did you get at the end of the day?
Yeah, so I applied to Mad Elevators like late January, and I think my previous experience at the Blackstone, which I had like C sharp and stuff, really helped me because that this role also has like C sharp and stuff, so it really aligned well. And I got a call from the HR, so talking about, hey, we're gonna set you up with an interview, and I got the first round interview with the lead senior manager, two other senior managers, like the developers, and they kind of asked me like theoretical and practical questions about C sharp and all the technical stuff. And I think with the behavioral interviews, that kind of helped me answer that, like be more like frank and stuff. So that really helped it. And then a couple of days later, I got a phone call from the HR saying, "Hey, the senior really liked you and want to do a next phone call, next interview, next round interview." And this was a project review, so they had to go through my project and also kind of just tell me like implement stuff right on the spot, right? So,
Nice.
but I think what really helped me was in this was a 2 hours coding interview, and I wasn't able to do one part of React, but what made me I think good part of the interview was I was just constantly explaining things. So even if I made a mistake, I was just constantly talking, okay, so this is what I should be doing to not further make mistakes and stuff. So I was just constantly explaining things, talking with them as if I was actually in their environment and stuff. And I think that really helped me. And I think this was one of the important things talked about in the modules, how you have to be constantly talking in the coding interview. So that really helped me. And a week later, the HR called me and said, "Hey, they really liked you, and they want to set you up with the interview."
Nice. That's awesome. So tell me like what was the actual total compensation behind the offer and when are you starting?
Yeah. So right now, I got 73,000 CAD. But I think this is kind of the startup. So my internship was $22 Canadian, and this is like $35. So definitely an
Mhm.
improvement over that. But I think I'm still gonna like improve my technical skill, behavior skills, and just kind of search for even more better offers. But I will continue to work here and then like use school techniques to apply further beyond.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm totally on the same page there. Like software engineering is that staircase, right? You have to work your way up. So I think having a great offer like the one you got is going to give you a great foundation, income, etc., to like continue applying. And it's always easier to find a new offer from an offer you have right now rather than trying to break into the market in general. So yeah, overall, man, like really congrats, like awesome job there. That's really proud of you and was super happy when I saw that result. I guess
Yeah.
final question here is what would you say to someone just like you 6 months ago? So they're trying, they're struggling a little bit, but they're hesitating. Like, should I get help? Should I not get help? What would you say to them if they're considering working with the accelerator or just trying to get help to break into software engineering?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely hard, but I think you just gotta keep it up. You just be consistent, show up. Like a couple of like 2 weeks ago, not two, like couple more than 2 weeks ago, I was at the gym and one day I got like 8 rejection emails. Yeah, so
Wow.
and next day I still applied. Like I was still searching for companies that were posting roles and I was still applying. So I was like, you know what? You just gotta keep going, do the stuff and learn, try to improve yourself. So you want to improve yourself with your behavioral and technical skills and learn from your past mistakes. Because in my one of my BMO interviews, I was really terrible at answering technical questions. So after the interview, I was like, you know what? I gotta get better at answering questions. So I went and did like a research and just studied a lot about the APIs and all that sort of stuff and improve. So you just gotta keep on improving and be consistent.
Awesome, man. All right. Really
Yeah,
appreciate the time. And yeah, congrats one more time. You're still
yeah.
in the school, so you have at least 6 months left in terms of working with us, getting advice, help, etc. So please reach out if you have any questions. But overall, thanks for the time, man, and we'll see you around.
All right, great. Thank you again.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Have a good one. See ya.